Greetings, fellow HO scale modelers, model railroaders, steel guys, whatever. I got something for you today. A couple of months ago, I bought this. This is from Green Stuff World, the blue stuff. And what blue stuff is you can take this product, put it in boiling water, and it has to be very, very hot. And after you boil the water, you put it in a Pyrex dish or a Pyrex measuring cup, and you drop these in there, and after a few minutes they go from like a rubbery consistency to very, very soft and moldable plastic. This stuff is great. The reason it's great is you can take a simple part like this and duplicate it. I'll show you more about that here in a minute. But I've had this part. I used to have a bunch of these. This is cut down and sanded. It was part to a Canon copier. I know. I keep great stuff like this. Only because, you know, the structural detail of this part. I thought, man, yeah, you know, that'd be a great bulkhead. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So I took this product, heated it up, used one of these little frosting lids I use all the time for paint and glue. Put the part on there, smushed it in, and let it set. Now after it set and hardened, I think it took maybe 15-20 minutes, popped it out of there, popped this out of the mold, and it takes a couple of times to get it right. It took me 3 times, but I finally got a decent part and made these using Milliput. Now Green Stuff World makes their own brand of basically a 2-part epoxy putty, and that's what Milliput is. I've used this stuff before. I know it works great, so I use this instead. But Green Stuff, you can get everything you need right here at Green Stuff World to duplicate just simple parts. Instead of making, you know, a silicone mold for this one part or multiple parts, I just use this because it's quick, it's easy, and the Milliput dries in about 3 or 4 hours. Really great product. I like both these. These work great together. So let me show you what I'm working on and why I needed bulkheads. Took that part and I'm building a new mill car. This is all it is. 0.40 plastic styrene, 0.40 plastic right here, and I forget this thin piece. I don't know what the heck that is, but I used 40 all the way around, glued it on there, and instead of making my own bolsters, I didn't have the stuff on hand to make it, so I just cut down a 40-foot roundhouse or 36-foot roundhouse refrigerator car, because I'm never going to use that on my layout. Cannibalized it for parts, and then I just super glued it in here. This is almost ready to cast. I made a very large recess here for the liquid gravity because that product works great, and I'm almost ready to cast. But I had to make this bulkhead. I want a bulkhead on both ends. This piece I still have to sand down and file and do all that stuff. This Milliput's great, and that's what the bulkhead will look like once I'm done. Something similar to that. I was going to put the Athearn Buckeye trucks under here, but I messed up and didn't make the car long enough to accommodate the 6-axle Buckeye truck. So I'll be making another one of these cars, just a tad bit longer, enough to fit these bulkhead or the Athearn Buckeye trucks. So when I make my mold, this is basically all I do. I make a master model, set it on my molding tray. Sometimes I either super glue or hot glue or use this poster stuff. I use this quite often, the sticky blue poster stuff. It's great for sticking small parts. And I'll just set them in the mold like this, along with the 2 coupler plates right here and right here, and whatever else I want to make a mold of now. And I'll pour the silicone about yay high. I don't really need that much. It'll be a very small mold, but I can pump these cars out and have them on the rails in under a week, which is great. I wanted a different car than the last bunch I made, so I made this one. And like I said, my intention was to use the Buckeye trucks, but that's not going to work. I used the regular AccuRail and Intermountain steel wheels on it. It'll be a great car though, once it's weighted, painted, all that good stuff. And that is basically it. If you have parts that you'd like to duplicate, but you don't want to like make a big old messy silicone mold, this stuff is wonderful. It's great for scratch building. A lot of war gamers and D&D players, they use this product. I happen to play D&D, my wife and I, we still play D&D, but we don't use the figures and all that. This is a great product. Wonderful product. You combine these two or the Green Stuff World 2-part epoxy putty, you can just pump these simple little parts out and make any part you want. That turned out pretty good. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Passing it on. Bye.